What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Nation Toy Show. This is just a web series where we're talking about toys and collectibles that matter to me. This is episode number 51, and in this episode, we're going to talk about and do a bit of a recap on certain Transformers products and toys that were revealed at Comic-Con at Home, which happened last weekend. If you don't already know, Comic-Con at Home is actually the virtual version of San Diego Comic-Con because due to COVID, San Diego Comic-Con and a lot of other conventions are no longer taking place, at least for now. And it didn't take place. So what took place instead was Comic-Con at Home, which is basically the virtual version where you're watching at home, watching panels at home, watching or checking out product reveals on websites, and they revealed them all on that day, or rather that weekend of Comic-Con at Home. So here I am checking out the websites, tfw2005.com, and then it showed us a whole bunch of new products, and these are two particular brands, or rather lines, that I'm very interested in. And let's just start off with the Transformers R.E.D line. R.E.D stands for R.E.D, which is Robot Enhanced Design. Now, if I were to describe this, I would describe this as, simply put, it's Transformers' answer, or rather Transformers equivalent to the Star Wars Black series, or the G.I. Joe Classified series, or Marvel Legends. So this is Transformers' version of that. Originally, I thought it was the Studio series, but that's more like just a line, kind of like the Siege line, or the Earthrise line, or the Combiner Wars. It's really just another line, but specifically, the Studio series is for the movies, the movie characters. The R.E.D line, on the other hand, is more like I said, the Black series, the Classified series, the Marvel Legends. It's their action figure line. It's a Transformers action figure line, which is something I'm really excited about because, you know, as much as I enjoy transforming the Transformers, I actually enjoy posing them more. You know what I mean? This is something that I want to do more of, but the thing about Transformers is that because of the way they are designed, there's a bit of lacking in the department of posability. Because that's not what they're really meant for. They're meant for you to transform them and transform them back and forth. And that is the main sell of these products. At the end of the day, that's what they're there to do, for you to transform them back and forth, and that's the fun of them. But they have this Transformers R.E.D line, and now that's something I'm really excited about because I enjoy action figures. I like posing them. I like playing with them and putting them in different action poses. And now we have an answer to that for Transformers, the R.E.D line Robot Enhanced Design, and they just revealed the first wave. In photos, we got Optimus Prime, Megatron, and Soundwave. Now that's really exciting because they're doing this for G1 characters first, and three of my favorites, I love Soundwave. He's my favorite Decepticon. And then we have the two leaders, Autobot and Decepticon leader. This is the best way to open up the series, this brand new series. Now, apparently they're not only doing the G1, they also have, I saw listings for Transformers Prime. That's not something I'm going to get into. Maybe I'll just wait for photos before I confirm that decision. But in any case, like, this first wave is looking really great. I would love to get the full-on G1 line. If they're really coming out with that, that's really, really cool. But I want to talk about something. Okay, we got so many lines out there. We got the Studio series, there's a Masterpiece line if you collect Masterpiece. There's the Earthrise, there's the Siege, there's the Netflix series. And this is a lot of different lines, and at the end of the day, it's a lot of money. Now they're introducing a brand new line, which doesn't even transform, but I'll tell you how much they'll cost. These things are going to cost, I live in Canada, so in Canadian dollars, that's $30 a piece. $30 a piece Canadian. In US dollars, it would be $20 a piece. And, you know, we're really getting to that threshold of how many lines we should get. Now, there's a lot of course, a lot of fans and a lot of purists who will say, well, it's not a transformer, it doesn't transform, then there's no need for me to pick this up. I'm a bit of the opposite of that because I love the character designs, but I like to put them more in their, you know, I like to see them in the robot modes and then doing actions. So I really like these, but then in my mind, I'm thinking this is a whole new line to introduce to my shelves, which I'm already running out of space, right? Because, you know, I got the Masterpiece, and then I recently only decided that if I have the Masterpiece movie versions of certain characters, then I'm not going to keep the studio series versions of those same characters. Like, what is really the point when the masterpiece version is the definitive and the best version, right? But as for action figures, we're dealing with a whole new type of playability. Like, it's like its own genre. You know, you got Transformers and you got action figures. It's its own genre, right? So that's why I feel like, you know, as much as I don't want to start any new lines, Hasbro made the smart move of doing this. Okay, that's very, very smart, because they're gonna capture guys just like me, collectors just like me. We're gonna totally buy into this, but I'll look into it. You know, I'll see how they really are in person, look at some reviews, and make a final decision. And you know, watch Wave 2 come out, or Wave 3, and then they have like Ironhide and Cliff Jumper and Starscream, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is just great. Now I have to get them all. Okay, so that's that. That's the red line. Now the next line I want to talk about is a line that I already collect, and that is the 3A Transformers movie series. I got a number of these guys, and I don't even have them all displayed yet. Off the top of my head, on display, I got the 3 that are from Bumblebee, so Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Blitzwing. I'm waiting for Soundwave, and then from the Michael Bay's line, I got the giant Optimus Prime, like that's Evasion Mode, the Last Night version, the original first movie version. I got the Bumblebee from either the first or second movie. I even have the Bumblebee from the Last Night, but I'm actually selling that because like I wasn't a big fan of Last Night. And I also have the Starscream from the first film. I just don't have that on display. It's huge. It's really massive. Anyways, they just revealed more Transformers from the 3A series. Okay. So, and they already have a lot of stuff that I don't even have, and which is fine because I don't intend to get them all. Like, for example, that Megatron, that's like massive from the Last Night, and you know, I'm not a big fan of the design. Doesn't even look like a Transformer, so I'm not even gonna get that. But let's just take a look at what is being offered. Check out this G1 color inspired Blitzwing. This is really beautiful. Like, wow, they really nailed it. Now, that's not the Blitzwing I know from the movies, from the G1, of course. What they're doing right now is very gimmicky, because they put G1 colors on, which is like, you know, the true triple changer Blitzwing colors on a non-triple changing Decepticon. And it's cool though, because I really love the way it looks, because it's very nostalgic to me. But it's not, you know, it's not true Blitzwing. However, this is something that, oh man, it's definitely on my radar. You know, I'm like 50-50 on this one, because I already have a Blitzwing, right? But this is just so beautiful. Next up, we have now they're going into the 3A is going into the Netflix series line. Okay, so we have a prototype uncolored of Megatron. He's got his arm cannon, but he also has a sword. He also has a little bit of back kibble, and this is for his tank mode. So if you don't already know, in the Netflix Transformers series, Megatron will transform into a tank. So that's some tank kibble on his back. I'm not too crazy about it, but you know, we'll see what it looks like when it comes out on like with full color. But for now, I just want to stick to, for 3A, I want to stick to the movie characters, right? But it's still interesting to look at what they have to offer for the other lines, right? Speaking of which, you can't have Megatron without Optimus Prime. So here is Optimus Prime in their in the Netflix series Siege War for Cybertron, and it's got some really great articulation. Look at that pose right there. That's really, really good. Lots of accessories, lots of hands, the axe, his blaster, and you know, I already have a G1S Prime, and that's the one from Bumblebee, which is beautiful. I really love that, and I don't think there's any real need for me to get another one, because I feel like I have the best version, right? That one looks fantastic. A lot of detail there. But if you're into more nostalgia, and if you're a really big fan of this upcoming line, the upcoming series, then this is the one to get. I'm just fearful that you start on Megatron and Optimus Prime, you're going to end up getting the other ones, which is like whatever they end up coming out with, like Ultra Magnus, Soundwave, Cliff Jumper, whatever, right? But the fact is that 3A is going to expand their line and produce more products, and then they're going to hook you on to getting more, right? What else we got? We also have... so I don't know what like I've never read the Shattered Glass comics. I'm not familiar with the story. I believe it's just another timeline. But when I first saw this, I was just thinking, okay, they got a Nemesis Prime. But this is actually just the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. And he looks really evil. I mean, look at that. That looks really great with the purple, because I'm so used to Nemesis Prime, and I think that Nemesis Prime color scheme, the turquoise, the black, the gray, the purple, it's so nice. It just goes so well together. Like, all the colors are just really cohesive. And this is no different. This is Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, not Nemesis Prime. And the red eyes just work. The purple is just full on Decepticon colors, and it just looks really, really good. And this is all it is just taking the Optimus Prime from Bumblebee and giving it a repaint. And like, they, once again, they made a really good decision in choosing that particular mold, or rather that particular iteration of Optimus Prime, and making it into the Shattered Glass. Because honestly, if they use the like any other like Optimus Prime mold, like for example the Netflix G1 Optimus Prime, and put it Shattered Glass version, I wouldn't care about it. But the fact is that they use an already amazing mold, amazing Optimus Prime design, and repainted it purple. That's really sick. It's just like how I feel about the Blitzwing. But I have an attachment to Blitzwing because I used to own him as a toy, right? And that's why it's a bit nostalgic for me. I have a bigger attachment to the way Blitzwing looks than the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. But I still want to talk about it because it's still really, really awesome. But I think, honestly speaking, I think I can decide right here, right now, that I'm just going to stick with my original red version, right? So there you have it. That's all I got to say in this episode. I just wanted to share with you these two lines that I'm really excited about, because these are the ones that matter to me. And you know, there's a lot of lines out there. I think the Earthrise line is really, really great. But that's like a whole new line to collect. With the red line, it's, you know, it's just a couple of, I'm not going to collect everything. I'm just going to collect the G1 characters, right? I only say this now. But as for the 3A, like, out of the four that I talked about, Megatron, Optimus Prime, Shattered Glass, and the Blitzwing, I'm mostly interested in the Blitzwing. That's a really sick repaint. Like, that's done really, really well. They did a good job with that. And there you have it. That's all I got to say in this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me, Twitter, Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.